Hello out there in social media land. How's everybody doing? Glad to see everybody here tonight on a beautiful Saturday, August 20th, the 8th month of the year, y'all. Lord have mercy. This year has been moving. Nonetheless, mercies that continue to cover us. But we're going to go ahead and let y'all come in. When y'all come in, go ahead and like, comment, and share because we are the Graceful Five. With another segment of our Saturday spiritual talk Saturday. The topic is Trauma Speaks, and I am going to turn it over to Prophetess Tanika Butler.
Hello, and thank you all for joining. Thank you with us and just working with us. But as she mentioned, as Prophetess Marie mentioned, we are here to talk on today, which is Trauma Speaks. And one question that we will continue to pose is, do you recognize your trigger points? And after we've kind of gone through the initial how it impacts your life, hopefully you'll be able to pick some things that better tend to the things that you have been through. So as I said, trauma forms. But before we officially dive in, let's just define what trauma is. And this definition is Googled, but emotion as a result to an experience and or us in a state of despair. It can leave us feeling unsafe, helpless at times. So when going unchecked, your trauma can impact your life, your relationships one to another, how you view people that are in close proximity to. It can affect your mental health, your physical health, and it can even, believe it or not, can affect your, like any other physical trauma. It is also necessary to seek help for the emotion we endure. So I know a lot of the times, we will go to the doctors if, physical pain, whether you can see it or not, but, you go to have those things assessed to figure out cannot do for you. Is there a surgeon that needs to be involved? Is there a doctor that you need to be referred to? And so much like the physical things that we would go, we also want to be able to be touching base and, getting help, the right resources when involving something that is on an emotional level. Responses are embedded in your DNA. It is literally a part of your, and so when there's a situation that our mind or our body perceives as a 1 out of 4 responses that an individual will reflect. I know you've heard it, but just as a recap, that is going to be your fight, your flight, your freeze. Not really commonly heard of is the fawn stage. And begin to just kind of read over the description below. I do want to encourage you all to maybe of some situations that you have been a part of or gone through or that you've experienced. How these trauma responses have come up for, like the first one I said is fight, and that's initially when it's a fear. Tend to confront the threat and stand up and assert yourself, and this is done and it's done with a lot of anger. So the flight stage is when we believe that if we are in avoid conflict, then we will not be harmed. So typically that's running away from an encounter. You tend to want to stay busy, try to feel and feel just kind of not even think about or perceive the issue. You then you have the freeze response, and this is where you tend to dissociate. And sometimes, so like you're literally checking out. Your body is focused, or your mind is not. And so a lot of the times, this can be, you're driving down the car, you're driving down the highway, you're in your car because you been this route a million of, you don't even remember how you got there because you completely checked out. That's almost like a form of dissociation. You made it, you know how to get there, but you went on autopilot. We have the fawning stage, and so, or not stage, but a response. Really new to me, so I did have to take my time and kind of look through this, but this into it's an overniceness. So it stems from us learning that it's the only way that we can survive in order, apologizing for everything. You can't say how you really think or feel, and everyone else more than you.
PT, you kind of choppy. You kind of choppy. So
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
The viewers are saying they can't understand you. They've been trying to, but they really not understanding you.
Can y'all hear me? Y'all can't hear me either?
You kind of choppy.
I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave and come back in.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. That's okay. It happens.
But while we wait for her to come back in again, hey, my baby boy is on here. I know he was going to be on here, y'all.
He said, I hear all y'all.
All right, she's back.
She's frozen.
So waiting for our technical difficulties. I told y'all sometimes we have bloopers on. The topic is Trauma Speaks, and she's giving y'all some really good information and some great nuggets, defining some areas of where we have trauma and how we can start learning how to identify what that times we live with traumas in our lives that we never resolve, we never ever get help for, we never release. So when we talk about traumas, trauma speaks in our daily lives. It speaks. What we go through speaks out sooner or later. What we've been through, it starts to speaking out through our actions, how we carry ourselves. You know, when we shut down from people, you know, when we are afraid to allow people into our lives by sabotaging. Trauma speaks. That's our trauma speaking on what happened in our past. And if we don't deal with that, we continue to live a life shutting, feeling like nobody will understand us. Nobody knows what we're going through, and therefore never getting the help that you need. So pretty much she's given us that information, and let me see if I can hand it back over to her so that we can continue on. But y'all let us know. Go ahead and put y'all questions there.
Can you hear me? Hear me? You can?
Yeah, but it's delayed.
I don't know what the problem is. Okay, you're just gonna have to finish, Prophetess Marine.
So one of the questions was, do we even recognize trigger points? And this is the question we're going to start with. And I'll go even as far as to say that the live is frozen. Oh, okay. We are right. So
It's delayed like really bad. We may need to stop and start again because it's completely delayed.
We're sorry, y'all. We don't know. I don't know what's going on, but if it's delayed, it's this entire universe. So We all
Let us go out and come back
gonna
in.
come back out. But y'all make sure y'all come back in, okay? Now we're going out. Let's end it.